From the rain-soaked streets of a city that keeps its books in the dark, Callaway Bay Radio presents Endless Noir. Tonight, the Word He Lent.
The Harborline Gym smelled like every gym in the world. Old sweat, liniment, and ambition gone sour on the mat. Steam ticked off the radiators. A kid worked the heavy bag like it owed him money. And December leaned on the windows trying to get in. I came because the note said come. Notes like that don't sign their names. They don't have to.
There he is. Coming out of the cold, my friend. Come in. You know I like this place. Pauly Marchetti in a gym full of broken noses. And every one of them looks at me like I'm Christmas. Watch the kid on the bag. He's got hands. What he ain't got is arithmetic.
You don't call a man across town to talk about a welterweight's footwork, Marchetti. Say the thing.
The thing. Always the thing with you. All right. The kid's into a marker deeper than he can dig. Tonight it gets settled. Friendly. 2 men and a handshake. Everybody walks away whole. And I want a fella standing there to see it done square. A clean man. See, I could send muscle. But muscle, people talk. A witness nobody can buy. That's respect.
The last kid in a room like this who wouldn't do the arithmetic didn't walk away whole. Nobody says his name anymore. You remember his name, Pauly?
That's the beauty of it. This one, there's no name to forget. You stand in the corner. You watch 2 grown men shake hands. And you tell whoever ever asks it was fair. That's the whole job. Cleanest work in this city, and I'm handing it to you. On the house, almost.
He gave me an address on a matchbook and a smile with nothing behind it. The cleanest job in the city. That's the trouble with a favor from Pauly Marchetti. It's never the favor it's dressed as, and by the time you can see the shape of it, you're already wearing it. I took the matchbook. I already knew I'd go. The fighter's flat was 4 flights up and cold the way a room gets when the gas company stops believing in you. She had the kettle on anyway, out of habit more than hope. Mrs. Kessler, she didn't offer me the good chair, because there wasn't one.
You're the one they sent then. Sit down, mister. You're letting the last of the warm out. I know why you're here. A man like Marchetti doesn't send flowers. He sends a face.
I was told there was a debt to settle, Mrs. Kessler. Nobody told me it was you doing the freezing over it.
Danny borrowed to keep the gym lit. That's all. A little to keep the lights on, a little to keep the boys eating between fights. Then the paper he signed got bought up quiet, and now the man holding it says the kind thing, the clean thing, is for Danny to sign the contract and the lease over to him. To clear it. Call it a settlement.
And I'm the settlement's good manners.
You're the part that makes it look like mercy. A clean man stands in the room, and a robbery reads like somebody did us a favor. I've buried enough to know the difference between a favor and a funeral. This is the second kind, dressed for church.
She wasn't playing an angle. There was no angle left in the room. The cold had eaten it. She was just a woman telling me exactly what I was for, plainer than anyone at the Blue Room ever had. And she was right. The name I'd been handed a week ago was the whole reason the paper could hold.
So I'll ask it once, and I'll take a straight answer over a warm one. Did you climb 4 flights to help me, or to sign your name under his?
The kettle picked that moment to start screaming, and I was glad of it, because it meant I didn't have to say anything. She wanted a straight answer. So did I. Neither of us had one, and the rain didn't either.
A man can hide most things, friends, but never a cheap hat. The Meridian Hat Company has blocked fine felt for gentlemen since 1908. Rainproof, wind-steady, and shaped to keep your business under the brim where it belongs. Meridian, the hat that keeps its shape and yours. And now, the conclusion of the Word He Lent.
The back room of Fight Gym smells like every man who ever hoped in it. Liniment, old sweat, cigarette ash ground into the boards. Marchetti had a card table set up under a bare bulb, 2 chairs, and a fountain pen laid across a folded contract like a knife across a plate. Out past the door, the crowd was already howling for the main event, and here it was just the 2 of us and the paper on the fighter.
Sit down. Sit down. You know, I like this room. No windows. A man can hear himself think. I asked you here because you did me a service. And Pauly Marchetti don't forget a service. The kid signs, he fights under my banner. Everybody eats. Simple.
Simple's a word men use right before they hand you the pen. I read the paper. Marchetti. The kid signs that. He's yours down to his shoelaces, and the wife loses the gym her husband bled to buy. That's not simple. That's a swallow.
And what do you figure you're gonna do about it? You're one of my clean men now. I put that on you myself. You can't take a swing at me. You'd be swinging at your own reflection. So don't tell me about swallows. Tell me what you want, and let's see if it's a number I can live with.
He was right, and that was the ugly part. He'd hung a word on me, unclean man, and it fit like a collar. I couldn't break him. Frankie could have told you nobody breaks Marchetti. Frankie learned that the hard way down at the low tide. But a leash has 2 ends. If he needed me to be his clean man, then clean was worth something, and a thing worth something you can trade. Here's my number. The wife keeps the lease on this gym. Her name, her paper, not yours. The kid fights for you, but he keeps a real cut, written down where a man can point to it, and he keeps his own name. Not owned, managed. You do that, and I'll stand at that door tonight and tell every soul who asks that the deal was fair and the boy signed it free.
The lease, the cut, his name. That's a lot of giving for a man with no leverage. But you know what? I'll do it. All of it. Because you're right about one thing, Sunshine. Your word. Standing at that door. That's worth more to me than the whole gym. A stable fighter anybody can buy. A clean deal. That people gotta believe.
So he signed his half, and the wife kept her floor, and the kid kept his name. Real things. Things a man could stand on. Then Marchetti put out his hand, and I understood, a half-second too late, exactly what I'd sold him. He didn't want the fighter. He wanted a foothold in a clean sport, and he'd needed an honest voice to bless the door he walked in through. I shook the hand. I heard myself say it was square, and Marchetti smiled, because square, in my voice, was the only thing he'd come to buy. The office was cold and the bottle was warm, and neither one of them was helping. Dale had the ledger of me open before I got my coat off. She always keeps it in her head, never on paper. I sat down heavy and waited for the tab.
Don't tell me. Let me read it off you, Sunshine. I'm getting good at it. The woman keeps her gym. The fighter keeps his teeth. Nobody's on the street and nobody's in the ground. That's a clean night's work.
She's whole, all of it. Paper signed this afternoon, her name on the door where it belongs.
And it only happened because Marchetti got to spend your good name buying her a favor. A takeover with a bow on it. The whole block thinks the man's a saint now, and they think it because you stood next to him and didn't flinch.
It saved her, Dale.
It did. First time he ever cashed that clean man label he pinned on you. And it worked exactly the way it was built to. That's the part that ought to keep you up. It worked. So the next errand won't be some kid's marker at the Blue Room. It'll be something you can't stand next to and still call yourself honest.
You want the ugly part? I'd do it again. For her tonight. Knowing every dollar of what it cost, I'd do it again. And Pauly knows that about me now. That's what he really bought.
That's the leash, then. Feels like a favor. Feels like a favor right up until the day it doesn't.
She went to the window and I followed her eyes down to the street. The rain had quit sometime while I wasn't looking. In its place, the first real snow of the year was coming down slow over Callaway Bay, soft and white and covering everything the way it does. A whole city out there, learning tonight exactly what my word was worth, and a man across town who already knew, waiting on the weather to change.
KCAL will return to tonight's story in just a moment. Don't touch that dial.